Hey yogis, and welcome back to Yoga for You. I'm Louise, and in today's flow we're going to be focusing on the hips. Hips, such a wonderful and interesting part of our anatomy. Some have really tight hips, some have very open hips, all depending on how our joint is kind of formed from birth. But there's also other factors that can affect our hip mobility. For example, trauma. When we experience trauma in our lives, those feelings that arise, such as fear and anger and sadness, they get stored in our hips if we're not able to, at that moment, to let them surface and kind of have the reaction. They don't just disappear, they kind of go in, instead of coming up and out, they go in and they go down, and they get stored up, so we can feel effects from these traumas that have passed, still maybe at the present day. So giving our hips some attention, letting ourselves release this built-up emotion, negative emotion usually, can really have a great impact on our well-being. Yoga is a fantastic tool to do that. So I invite you today to join me on the mat. We'll do some hip-loving movements. Anyway, let's just start moving. Today we're going to begin in a comfortable seated position. So make your way. Maybe you want to have just one leg in front of the other, easy cross-legged or half lotus or full lotus. You just take your pick. You can also prop yourself up on a blanket for a little bit of extra comfort here. We're going to begin by taking 3 cleansing breaths. So a deep inhale through the nose, small pause at the top of the breath, and then a full exhale from the mouth. Good. Let's go. Inhale through the nose. Pause and exhale through the mouth. Good. Inhale through the nose. And pause and exhale through the mouth. Last time. Inhale through the nose. Pause and exhale through the mouth. Nice. Good. We're ready to go. Inhaling, reaching the arms all the way up over the head. So we're reaching up, really reaching up while rooting down through the sit bones. Good. Exhaling, we're coming over to the right. So right fingertips on the mat, left arm comes up and over. Just a slight stretch here. We're not lifting up the hips. It's just literally from the hip, we're reaching up and over. Good. Making sure we're not collapsing. We're sitting up straight, and you can look up or you can look straight forward. Good. Inhaling, coming back up. Reach up and exhale, coming over to the left side. Good. Really making sure the sit bones, both sit bones are rooted. And you can come up a little bit if it's too intense, or you can come down a little bit further as well. Good. Now inhale, both arms up, and exhale, hands come together in front of the heart space. Good. Let's make our way into a tabletop position. So just find a comfortable transition. Just get there. So here we're making sure that we have the hip over the knee and we have the shoulder over the wrists. Just checking that we have like a neutral position. We're not hanging, or we're not overly tucking the tailbone, but we do have a gentle tilt of the tailbone, just a gentle one to engage the core. Just making sure we're not collapsing in the shoulders either, but pushing them down and out of the shoulder joint. Good. Now when we're ready on the inhale, we're going to extend the right leg back, straight back. Good. Really pointing out through the feet here, the toes. Good. Exhale, we're going to bend the right knee as if we kind of want to touch the ceiling with the toes. And then on the inhale, we're going to start making big circles. So opening up the hip, bringing the knee up, forward towards the arm, and then down towards the mat. Good. Inhaling up, and opening, and exhaling, coming down. Good. One more time. Inhale up, opening, and exhaling down. Nice. Very good. Let's do the other side. Inhale, extend the left leg out. Exhale, we're bending the left knee, and then inhaling, taking that knee all the way up and down. Big circles. Up, inhale, exhale, down. Good. Last time, inhale up, opening the hip and taking the knee all the way around. Good. Let the left knee come back down onto the mat. Inhaling, we're tucking the toes back under, moving the hands a bit further forward here. And then on the exhale, we're pushing the butt back and up into our downward facing dog. So make sure that we're really pushing fingertips deep into the mat. Super rooted here. All the way up into the arms, into the shoulders. Good. Sit bones reaching up into the sky. Heels maybe on the mat, maybe off the mat. You can also bend your knees here. Good. So wherever you're at, on the inhale now, we're going to extend the right leg up and behind. So inhaling, lifting the right leg up. Good. Just feel your way. It doesn't have to be super high. We can also keep it a bit lower. Good. Exhale. Bend the knee like we did before and open up the hip and let it fall down to the left. It's not falling down, but we're opening it up. Good. Making sure that the right shoulder is not lifting. At least not too much. It's a bit hard to keep it completely down, but we're making an effort to keep the right shoulder down. Good. Inhaling, letting the hip come back around, and exhale, reaching, letting the right foot come back down onto the mat. Nice. Now way up to the top of the mat. So coming up, if your foot only reaches here and it's like not going any further, just use your hand and help it the rest of the way. Good. So exhaling, we're pivoting around on the back foot and just look back, just look back on your back foot and check that the front heel is kind of in line with the arch of the back foot. Good. Now on the inhale, we're going to come up into a warrior one. So making sure that we're really pressing down through this front foot here, the right foot, and we're pressing out through the outer edge of the left foot, the outer edge of the foot. Now as we're coming up on the inhale, we're going to get ready to tuck the tailbone down to help us pull up. Okay? You ready? Inhale, come up. Tailbone coming down, really pushing down. All the way up. Good. Just for a second. And on the exhale, we're opening up. Warrior two. Nice. Good. So, if this is already too intense, come out of it a little bit. Don't go so deep with the front thigh here. If you're okay, if you have more space, let's go a little bit deeper down. The knee here, we're pressing it out so that we can see the first two toes on the right foot. Making sure we're really pressing the outer edge of the left foot down towards the mat to protect the knee. This hip is in, tailbone tucked down. Hands, arms, extend out from the shoulders, reaching them out. So we're not coming forward too much, we're kind of in the middle. We're facing the front and we're looking over the fingertips on the right arm. Good. Really good. Strong. Keep breathing. Inhale. And exhale. We're windmilling the hands down on either side of the right foot. Left foot pivoting back around. Good. Really root down through the palms and inhaling. We're getting that right foot back next to the left one and we're in our high plank. Good. Exhale. Knees come onto the mat. Chest comes onto the mat, legs push away. Pressing down into the mat with the tops of the feet. Inhale, little cobra. Fingertips active, elbows in, shoulders down. Nice. Exhaling, tucking the toes under. Butt comes back towards the heels, and we're pushing up and back into our downward facing dog. Very good. Let's do the other side now. Inhale, left leg reaches up and behind. Good. Exhale, bend the left knee and open up the hip. Nice. Make sure the left shoulder doesn't open up. Make an effort to keep it down. Just the hip is opening. Good. Now inhale, bring the hip back around, and exhale, let the left leg come all the way back down onto the mat. Good. Now on the inhale, we're bringing the left leg up to the top of the mat. So inhale, left leg coming all the way up to the top of the mat. Good. Exhale, pivoting around on the right foot. Getting ready to come up. Shooting down through the front foot. Outer edge of the back foot, of the right foot, is really pressing into the mat. So we're not like this at any stage. We are really pressing the outer edge into the mat. Good. Coming up to standing. Inhale, up. Tailbone tugging under. Reaching up just for a second here, and then on the exhale, opening up. Warrior two. Good. Straight away, if you're like, oh, this is not so good, soften the pose. Always soften the pose. This is your practice. Good. Now, if you have space, sit down a little bit deeper. Make sure that the knee is pressing out. Make sure that the hip is in, tailbone is tucked. Arms extending from the shoulders. Shoulders roll back and down. And we're looking out to the fingertips here on the left hand, but making sure that we're not coming too much forward. We're sitting in the middle. Very good. One more deep inhale. And exhale, we're windmilling the hands down on either side of the left foot, pivoting the right foot back around. Inhaling, we're getting the right foot back to the left one, and we're in high plank. Nice. Exhale. Knees come to the ground, chest comes down, and legs push away. Good. Tops of the feet pressing into the mat. Inhale, little cobra, shoulders down, elbows in, fingertips super active. Exhaling, toes tuck under, pushing the butt back, and we're coming up into our downward facing dog. Very good. Inhale, we're bringing the right leg in towards the chest. Good. And then we're kind of opening up, letting the leg come onto the mat, shin first, and then just make your way all the way down onto the mat. So we're sitting in a pigeon stretch here. So the toes are kind of pressing into the mat. Back toes, back leg is extended out behind you. Here it's a good idea to have some blocks. You might want to put some blocks under your butt here behind. If you feel like you're kind of sitting like this, prop yourself up on a pillow or a blanket under your right bum here. And then you might be able to sit here. A good, nice stretch for the hips, for the glutes. Really nice. Main thing here is that we're sitting straight, so we're not rolling over. We're trying to bring this left hip around. Good. Now you might have your leg like I have mine here, but if you have a little bit more space in your hips, you can bring it out a little bit further, and you can sit here and just breathe. Breathe deeply and fully through the nose, all the way into the belly. Good. Nice. Now we're going to get back out of it. So tuck the back toes under, ground your hands into the mat, and on the inhale, we're lifting up. We're coming back into our downward facing dog. Nice. Good. Let's do the left side. So inhaling, bringing the left foot in towards the chest. And then when the shoulders reaches the wrists, we're getting ready to lower it. Lower the shin down. Good. And then just sit your way all the way down onto the mat. making sure the back toes on the right foot are reaching straight back. And just again, here you can see it a little bit better. If your hips are like you're rolling, take a pillow, take something and prop yourself up on it. It can really help. And just sit there with your hips straight. Both hips are straight. Good, and just breathe. If you are going a little bit deeper and you're moving that leg a little bit more forward and you can still sit straight, you do that. And just sit here and feel that hip. It might be screaming, let me out of this stretch. I don't know if that's how the hip will sound, but you might be feeling resistant, be like, oh my God, it doesn't really hurt, but it just feels so uncomfortable. And that can be because stuff is stuck there. So sit a bit longer, breathe a bit deeper. As long as you're not experiencing pain, slight pressure is okay. You have to be able to still breathe comfortably. Good. Take a deep inhale. And then exhale. We're going to roll over on the left butt cheek and then bring that right leg back around forward. And we're back in a seated position. Let me just turn around here so you can see me a little bit better. We're going to come into butterfly, Baddha Konasana. So bring the soles of your feet together. Again, this pose is looking so different for everyone. Not one yoga pose looks the same for everybody, right? So your knees might be up high, no problem. You might want to take a little bit of a further stance, no problem. Just try to get the feet as close to the groin as is comfortable for you. Okay? You have to be able to sit up straight. So no rolling back on the tailbone. That means you have to move your feet further forward so that you can sit up straight. Okay? So find your way as I'm finding mine. Interlock the hands and wrap them around your toes. Inhaling, sitting up straight. And exhale, we're folding forward, folding from the hips, not in the spine, okay? So we're keeping the spine straight and we're folding. And just find your boundary, find your limit. And when you reach it, stay there and take 3 deep breaths. Good. Good. Inhaling, coming up and back up. Good. Now we're going to come back down onto our back on the mat. But before we do it, just make sure that you have blocks or preferably pillows and just have them easy for you to grab here on the sides of you because we'll use them in just a little bit. But we're going to exhale ourselves down onto our back. Good. Threading the needle. Both knees are bent, feet on the mat. So we're going to take the right ankle and place it on top of the left knee. Good. Inhaling, bringing that left leg up, interlocking the fingers either under or on top of the left knee. And on the exhale, we're going to pull down towards the chest, making sure that the right foot is flexed to protect the knee. Good. I'm flexing both of mine. I don't know exactly why, but I always did. You just find your way. And really try to relax the right hip here. Breathing deep breaths. Don't hold back. Let the breath out fully, a bit like we did in the beginning. Deep breaths. Good. Exhaling, release this pose. Let both feet come back onto the mat and we're doing the other side. Left ankle comes on top of the right knee. Inhale, taking the right leg up and interlocking the hands, placing them under or on top of the right knee. And then on the exhale, pulling down. That left hip. Good. Making sure the left foot is flexed. Nice. Just find your boundary and stay there. Find your limit. And stay there and breathe. All this old stuff, we can let it go. We don't need it anymore. Old emotions that are still kind of messing with us sometimes. It's time to just let them go. Very good. Exhale. Let both feet come onto the mat. And now we're going to need our blocks, perhaps, maybe not. But if you have pillows, better with pillows. Bringing the soles of the feet together like we did in the butterfly pose. Making sure that the tailbone is tucked under. Take an inhale. And then on the exhale, release the knees down to either side, keeping the soles of the feet together, and just find a spot where you can relax. So you can push the blocks further in if you want the knees to remain a bit higher. But it's very important that you can feel relaxed. This is a very powerful, restorative pose. Good. So for you to be able to gain all the benefits, find the spot where you can release, open up the hips and let them sink down. And just focus on taking deep breaths. Very good. Good. Now on the next inhale, bring the knees back up. You can help with your hands if you feel maybe your hips are a little bit sore there. And then just remove the blocks, put them away, and then get ready for your Shavasana. So legs extend out, spread wide apart, making sure the tailbone is tucked under. Legs are super loose. Shoulders rolled down and kind of wrapping the shoulder blades underneath. And then extend the arms from here. Neck is relaxed. Just make sure, close your eyes. Take your teeth apart. Make sure that you're not squeezing your teeth together. Just open your mouth slightly. And then just lie here for a couple of minutes and observe your breath and observe your thoughts. Just try to pay attention to what is happening without trying to control what's happening. Do you feel relaxed? Do you feel relieved? Do you feel tension? Just kind of assess yourself. Good. And now, I would like you to think of 3 things that make you feel very happy. 3 things that you are grateful for in this day. And keep those 3 things, your focus, as you're taking deep breaths, cultivating a breath of gratitude. Gratitude for where you're at right now in this moment. And as you're still lying in your Shavasana, or perhaps you're gently getting up and sitting up and just getting ready to get on with your day, I just want to take this moment to thank you so much. Thank you for practicing with me today. And I hope that you're going to go through this day with a little bit more empathy, a little bit more kindness, a little bit more love for yourself. You deserve all the best. From my heart to yours, thank you.